How DJ Funkmaster Flex saved 6ix9ine's hip-hop image.
You know why people so mad? Cause they thought it was over for me. They counted me out. Oh, you ratted, it's over for you. Y'all could never cooperate with the government and come back. Y'all could never do that. I'm a living legend at the age of 24 years old.
Recently, the hip-hop world has been in shambles with the release of Gunna, and every rapper, except the bold few such as Lil Durk and Boosie Badass, have been quiet. Now, Hot 97 DJ Funk Flex, a well-respected DJ in New York City, has sent hip-hop artists a strong yet controversial message that he will indeed start playing 6ix9ine music again on the radio. Now, when 6ix9ine told he was blackballed from everything, people didn't do songs with him, and if they were to release a song, rappers would make it crystal clear that this song was recorded before he told, and essentially, hip-hop career of Tekashi 6ix9ine in America was dead. Funk Flex sent out a message to rappers not only calling Gunna out because when 6ix9ine snitched, he was getting beat like a piñata for snitching at every minor convenience. DJ Funk Flex said, "I'm no longer not playing 6ix9ine music anymore. Speaking for myself only. Obviously, according to the reports, laughing emoji, the trends amongst a lot of current rappers since and before 6ix9ine consists of cooperating and testifying. Be clear, many of your favorite artists cooperate with law enforcement. Don't let me call out names. Man, who are we kidding? It seems that these new rappers ain't doing 10, 20 years with/for nobody. They're not even doing 5 years. A huge shot at Gunna. Names updated: Bobby Shmurda, Rowdy Rebel, Fetty Wap, Boosie, Al, Casanova, Chef G, and Young Thug are the last that stand-up tradition. 6ix9ine, you got more music? Send it. Thursday at 7 p.m. Now, other hip-hop rappers such as Jim Jones, a well-respected Harlem Blood rapper, addressed the Gunna situation on DJ UTV.
And from where I come from, taking a plea when you have co-defendants is really not the thing you're supposed to do. If you're up against a case by yourself and shit like that, that's something different and shit like that. But you taking a plea is a touchy thing, and I don't really want to touch too much on it and shit like that because I've seen my niggas go through some of the same things. But I can't say this: none of my niggas took a plea. You're all in jail right now, doing the time.
Now, what Funkmaster Flex is doing is a questionable move. However, it's an honest move. He's holding people accountable, which many people disagree with because we love Gunna's music and still feel inclined to root for him because he's linked to Young Thug, one of our favorite Atlanta rappers. Fans on social media have already made it clear that they will still bump Gunna even if he did tell, which is something that many people are still on the fence about because although he hasn't testified yet, his plea agreement does state that he is required to testify, which is cooperation, hip-hop's biggest no. When 6ix9ine told, he basically exposed the whole 9 Trey Bloods in New York City, from Mel Murder, Harv, Shotty, even named Cardi B on the witness stand, and after that, they just had no place for him in the hip-hop industry, as many people were quick to remind him that he's a snitch at every convenience. Many people, civilians to be specific, argued that if someone who they took care of once gaining stardom kidnapped them, beat them, and slept with their woman, they would have told too because they felt violated on so many levels. Everyone from A to Z has been silent about Gunna's release, and after Lil Durk dissed him on one of his snippets, rappers such as Lil Baby unfollowed him, and shortly after, rappers like Polo G and Meek Mill followed the trend. The story gets ugly here. Gunna was in prison for 6 months and was the first person to implement Thug by pleading guilty to racketeering conspiracy charges and admitting in his plea agreement that we all saw on video, YSL's a gang, and also label, which was Young Thug's greatest defense. Cultural figures like Taxstone, who's in jail right now, voicing his opinions. Kevin Liles testified that YSL wasn't a gang, and then them street dudes made a square look like a liar. Disgusting levels of sodium. Now, for those guys who don't know, Kevin Liles is one of the executives at the label that Young Thug is signed to, was willing to put up $1 million to protect Young Thug if he was let out on protective custody, and still, someone who's basically stood by Young Thug's side, and Gunna, it looks like Gunna basically chose himself in this situation. From DJ Vlad, No Jumper, $1 million worth of game for sure, none of these major hip-hop platforms wanted anything associated with 6ix9ine because they wanted him to own his title of snitching and not go on a little press tour run and finesse his way out of accountability. The majority of the reason that 6ix9ine gets hated is because he chose the dead, and still tries to uphold a gangster image. We all know when push came to shove, he told and wasn't with it. Let me paint the picture. 6ix9ine was facing 32 years to life when the 9 Trey Bloods got jammed up in a federal RICO for multiple acts of violence such as robbery extortion, drug distribution, and murder, with him facing a minimum of 32 years. 6ix9ine chose himself and will never live this down. And it's crazy to think that 6ix9ine snitched and got sentenced to 2 years in jail. He served more time in jail than Gunna, 4 times more to be exact. For most artists who get a break in their career, hip-hop radio stations play a huge role. So for the American hip-hop radio station to not play his music because he exploited black hip-hop culture to gain his fame, why are we playing Gunna's music and not speaking about him leaving Young Thug behind? DJ Funk Flex is strongly rooted in the culture, and if you're not gonna keep the same energy for Gunna that we have for 6ix9ine, he wants no part of it. Flex has acknowledged that the use of radio can positively impact your career, and he is saying what we're all thinking, rappers included, but don't want to act on. Believe it or not, hip-hop turns 50 this year. It originated in the Bronx, and for Flex to be a DJ for over half the time period, he acknowledges his power and how although 6ix9ine bit the cheese and got zero respect from anyone in the industry, why am I going to blackball him when the streets aren't addressing Gunna, one of our favorite Atlanta artists who left our other favorite Atlanta artist, Young Thug, behind? In 2023, it seems like the hypocrisy in hip-hop is finally being exposed. 6ix9ine brings up Desiree Perez all the time. Now, for those of you who don't know, Desiree Perez is an executive of Roc Nation, Jay-Z's record label, and there is proof that she snitched on the Colombian and Puerto Rican cartel, dating all the way back to 1994, where she was arrested with 35 kilos of cocaine, and she made a deal with the feds at War Wire while meeting with cocaine traffickers, which led to multiple arrests. This is the purest form of hypocrisy in hip-hop culture because we have Desiree Perez, the now owner of Roc Nation Sports, who snitched on the cartel. However, she's still the right-hand man of Jay-Z. Also, we have Gunna, our Dripper General in general, our favorite Atlanta artist, not necessarily snitching on Thug, however, confirming information that can get him in prison. And apparently, if Thug gets convicted on one of the 8 charges he's facing, he'll get at least 10 to 20 years in state prison. Regardless, hip-hop has been slow to crucify Gunna, which is understandable because most artists had an actual relationship with Gunna compared to 6ix9ine. But oh man, when it came to 6ix9ine, rappers were showing no sympathy. I remember 21 Savage put out his album Savage Mode 2 in 2020 and had Morgan Freeman violate 6ix9ine on the Snitches and Rats interlude. Lil Durk as well dissed him on Laugh Now Cry Later. It was a never-ending cycle. Funkmaster Flex may single-handedly be the reason 6ix9ine has a shot at revitalizing an American hip-hop fan base for his music. Flex has stood on what he said. The culture has been quiet since Gunna came home, and we've heard him on video, and people weren't giving 6ix9ine a chance at all. In hip-hop music, snitching in cooperation with the feds of any sort is career suicide. Before 6ix9ine went down on a federal RICO, everyone was rooting for him. I mean everyone. His energy, his mainstream attention, everything he put out was on point until that federal RICO hit him down in New York. With the co-sign of New York's favorite DJ, Funk Flex, giving 6ix9ine a platform to top the charts again, will hip-hop artists and fans stay stuck in their way and not embrace him? Will they show love and realize that if it doesn't involve me, it doesn't matter? Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're interested in the situation regarding Gunna, I recommend that you watch the Gunna Betrayal of YSL tagged above. Thank you for your time. Jared Star, I'm gone.